Hi BCTF members. This presentation is to help you get familiar with bargaining. There are so many members across the province who haven't been involved in teacher bargaining before, and we want to make sure you know exactly what's going on. First of all, who bargains? When do they do it, and why does it happen? Well, the BC Teachers Federation and the BC Public School Employers Association negotiate our collective agreement, which is the document that governs our work. Together with our employer, we negotiate our wages and working conditions. Contracts generally run between 2 and 5 years, and negotiations begin before the end of the term of the contract, and often last months. Collective bargaining is important because it allows teachers a legal mechanism to determine the nature of their work. We negotiate the terms of our employment with our bosses. There is some nuance to it all. Before 1995, we bargained independently from each other, represented by our local union in our town or city. Now we have a provincial arrangement where the BCTF bargains on behalf of all teachers for wages and working conditions, including medical and dental benefits, paid leaves, and staffing levels. Each local bargains their own provisions for non-cost items such as the posting and filling of positions and layoff and recall provisions. Being a member of the union is important because when we stand together as teachers, we can do so much. This is especially true during bargaining, when big decisions get made about our work. It's important that we keep information about bargaining between us and in protected spaces so that we can make informed decisions without undue influence from the media or pressure from our employer. Log into the BCTF website and it will give you the most current updates about the state of bargaining. One thing to know is that there are generally 2 ways that our employer offers pay increases. One is on the grid and refers to the formula of how we get paid based on our education and the number of years we've been a teacher. These on the grid increases occur every year automatically. Signing bonuses are different. These are offered one time only in return for agreeing to a contract and are not integrated into the full length of the collective agreement. When you get a chance to vote on whether to accept a collective agreement, you'll notice these differences. We've gained a lot over time as a union. Our pensions are indexed to inflation, we've had improvements to salary, class size and composition language, and it's important to remember that we've been able to win by fighting back against regressive concessions that our employer has tried to put forward. The bargaining process is as follows. The bargaining team can recommend what is called a tentative agreement to the executive committee, who can call a province-wide ratification vote, which is a vote to accept the recommended agreement. This would happen if, in the opinion of the bargaining team and the BCTF executive, the agreement reached at the table is sufficient to warrant member affirmation. If the membership ratifies, the agreement is signed on behalf of all members of the BCTF as well as our employer. The membership can also oppose ratification because, as always, it's the membership that decides. If the membership chooses to oppose ratification because the agreement isn't satisfactory, the executive committee can consider sending the bargaining team back to the table to negotiate further. The executive can also at that point recommend a vote on escalated collective action. If our bargaining team feels we've gotten to an impasse at the negotiation table, they will recommend to the BCTF Executive Committee a vote on collective action, which could include anything up to and including the withdrawal of services. This vote would come to the whole membership. It does not necessarily mean a strike is imminent. It is a strategy that is sometimes used to put pressure on our employer. It is up to the membership to determine whether to proceed with any and all job action. All information regarding these processes will be available to you on the password-protected BCTF website. When workers are connected to each other, when we stand alongside one another and insist that we deserve meaningful improvements to our contracts, we have so much power. We are all the BCTF, so please join us in this important work. We hope to connect with you in all sorts of ways. We're here to help.